Hello, my lovely Libras. So, this is your second video for August. Many of you know, at least 400 of you, who caught the my other video for you guys for August. Oh, I can feel like there's just strange energy going on around me. I'm sure it's Mercury retrograde. I'm starting to feel it already because I have my sun and moon both ruled by Mercury. So I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I'm telling you, my videos already they're just not turning out. So I tried to fix your other video, Libra. I tried. With my very limited knowledge when it comes to video, I tried. In the middle of your video, it just started to speed up the audio and sounded quite crazy. And I was even going to take the same cards out and try to add, you know, like cut out the part that sped up. But even that was giving me a hard time, to the point I was becoming very frustrated. So I needed to walk away from it. And I just need to do your video over again. It's just the way it is. I guess that can be good and bad. I have a feeling the same energies are going to come up anyway. So, let's try. And I have to tell you, it is nerve-wracking when you've spent over an hour doing a video, because it takes a lot of energy. A lot of energy. And then it doesn't turn out for whatever reason. Now it's hard to trust that your next video is going to turn out exactly what I'm doing now. Like, please, 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 please allow the energies for Libra for the month of August 2017 to come across clear, to come across concise, and to come across with messages of hope, of guidance, of direction. We don't want to know just what's been going on. We want to know, what do we do with that energy? Yes, my window is open, so I apologize for any street noise. I just don't have a choice, guys. Oh, I feel like I'm falling apart. I don't feel like I'm falling apart. I feel like, well, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for all Mercury retrograde and all my electronics, so just know, if you're waiting for a personal reading, your reading is on the way. I'm just trying to fit everything in, You guys know I love doing your videos, love it. And it is through your support that allows me to keep doing the videos. And they're not short, I know that. I just don't feel like they're meant to be, so, you know, so be it. But thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations, truly. Thank you for your subscribing, your likes, your shares, your comments. I read everything. It's just impossible for me to reply. And that is just, well, it's not impossible, I guess. Nothing's impossible. I do try to respond to some, but okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get started. Fingers crossed. This comes out great for Libra. August 2017. Sun, moon, rising, any planets. Or if you were just called, drawn to the video, just know you're in the right place. So welcome. Let's get going. 10 of Cups. Well, you did have that in your last reading. So that's beautiful. And actually, it was more in the human level. Now we're in the spiritual level. So I kind of love that. 2 of Swords. You did not have that. But many cards similar to that. 4 of Swords. Can you give this 4 shuffles? Okay. Major Arcana, life experience. It's the Tower. Queen of Air. Queen of Swords. There you guys are. Some of you. And the Four of Wands. So it does feel like some shaky foundations and some foundations that are reaching a pinnacle, that are calming down, coming together. This could certainly be love coming together within a home, and new love coming together. But it is about foundation. Now, it's about foundation, but it's also about foundation within your thoughts. You know, what are your thoughts based on? What's the foundation that they were built upon? Okay, let's get more into it. I'm just really noticing how you're really standing out here. Oh, you can't even see. I'm sorry. How you're really standing out. And I mean, it just feels like, you know, there is a life event that needs to come to an end. It's going to come to an end, or has come to an end. Right off the bat, they're drawing my eye to the number 16, which would be a 7 in numerology. So this could have been things coming to an end in July. Look at that. I have another 2. 2s and 4s, guys. 2s and 4s. So it's like something came to an end. And I have to say, for the majority of you, I feel like it's already happened. And it does feel like, well, for some of you, definitely love. But Libra, it feels to me more that for those of you who have ended a relationship, and when I mean ended, I mean ended. It's gone. It's done. It's now your past. And you may have been in, you know, trying to analyze it for such a long time. It's the feeling of me hanging on to someone who clearly is not giving me respect. It's clearly not thinking about my thoughts. You know, it's like just enough. That's what it feels like. They were giving just enough to keep pulling you back in. It feels karmic. It feels karmic. And not in the best of ways. Now, that just means there was a lesson that needed to be learned. I have to tell you, for a lot of us, the lesson to be learned many times is about how and when to walk away from someone who is not giving you what you deserve. And you deserve the best. You deserve what you give. What you give, you should be getting in return. And remember that. If you're giving little, don't expect a lot back. You know, or just like this person of your, I feel you're now past, recent past, July. They gave just enough. And the lesson is, did we respect ourselves enough to end this? Or did we keep hanging on? Sometimes we hang on to this belief that Okay, well, it's a soulmate. I cannot walk away from a soulmate. I'm not supposed to walk away from a soulmate, right? Wrong. You know, wrong in the fact that there are many soulmates put upon our path. And soulmates are, just like we are a lesson for someone else. We come to teach someone else or to spread joy, happiness, help, a helping hand. The other part of this karmic relationship is to also teach us something. And I really feel, Libra, for a lot of you, a lot of us, I listen to the messages myself. I don't have Libra in my chart. Well, I do. One of my planets. But doesn't matter. I still, if you're part of a reading, there's a message somewhere. So again, it's that form of respect. Someone wasn't giving you the respect. Someone wasn't giving you what you needed. Someone was just giving you enough to keep pulling you in. But, and that is not good on their end. However, perhaps, go with me on this, Libra, perhaps they weren't meant to. Perhaps you were meant to go through that. So you could be the queen or the king that you are. Because it feels like you were pushed down to a page. You certainly don't feel like you had the control. So perhaps the lesson is, when somebody treats me like this, I can't stay in this for 6 months, 6 years, 16 years. I have to learn when it's time to walk away, because sometimes that's exactly what we're meant to do. And that's what I see many of you doing. And it feels like when you do that, it's like, and listen, I don't care if you're leaving a home, and some of you may be. You leave a home and you end up in half the footage, a quarter of the footage that you used to have in this home. Now you may be in a tiny apartment, but it doesn't matter, because within that tiny apartment is contentment, peace, which then turns into a happy home. Doesn't matter where you live. It's the energy that we allow to penetrate us. So for some of you, you're definitely moving home. You're moving a home. You're moving from one home to another, an apartment to another, a city to another city, a state, you know what I mean? Some of you may be moving across waters. Because I feel like, again, it's like this energy has been going on for a long, long time. And, I do feel like, and this was in your last reading, where some of you have gotten in that trap of what's a soulmate. And as a soulmate, I have to wait. I have to wait till they're ready. It's just not the truth. Because remember, you let go of this energy. You learn this lesson. I need more, I need to respect myself more. Because if I'm allowing someone this type of power over me, clearly I'm giving away my power. And it's not about coming out like the Queen of Swords with her sword like ready to get into battle. No, it's the opposite. It's about the understanding of that previous relationship, closing the door of it, and peace and contentment will find you. It will find you. So it's like, don't stay in decision mode too long. We're going to put some crystal vision on top. I'm curious to see what comes out. I do feel that there are job offers coming to a few of you. Like 40%. I guess that's more in a few. Job opportunities in many different ways. For some of you, I feel like you need this. You need a new way of being, almost. It's like you need a shakeup. And there may be a little fear attached to it. But in the end, you know it's a good thing. You know, I just want to put a little note out there. If you are, you know, if you have offers on the table, weigh them out carefully. Okay, just weigh them out. But don't just go for money. Think about how will I feel on this job? How will how would it affect my foundation? Not just financially, but also mentally. Because that's what it feels like. Some of you have like two opportunities. One is more money. Yeah, one is, I don't know. One just feels much more peaceful. Some of you, this could be deciding whether you're going to finally quit a job and start your own business. And it feels good. So it feels like the movement within career is good. You know, the Tower could certainly represent those leaving a job too. You know, sometimes I feel like, you know, when the Tower shows up, it may not, you know, this ending may not have come from our own choice. Because clearly, it's like we can't make that choice. So the universe comes in and somehow puts an ending to it. Now, it can put an ending to it by a circumstance that is just too much. Well, it can be any different way. You know, I don't want to go into the many different ways the universe can end a relationship or end a job. You know, but what I do feel is when the Tower does enter the picture, it's only because Source is telling us that we're refusing to move. We're stuck, very stuck. And it's very unhealthy for us. And Libra, I feel like you know what the energy I'm talking about. You know, it's like even if physically you feel fine, you feel very unhealthy. You feel, just doesn't feel right. You know it. So the Tower says, let us come in. Let us come in. Let us put an end to this. Because you deserve more. And when the Tower comes in, there's always a blessing attached to it. And with the Queen of Swords, you guys right beside it, it's like the opportunity to really spread your wings and go in whichever direction you want. Decisions. Decisions. Okay. Ten of Swords on top of the Tower. Well, I mean, that alone tells us why the Tower has to come in, right? How long would we have stayed in this energy? You know? How long? The Tower says, let me come in. Let me help heal you, because you're definitely broken here. Let me help you. Let me help move you to the next part of your path where there is contentment. It's like hang on to my wing as I move you through this little bumpiness, this little bit of turbulence. Hang on to my wings. You know, in my head, in my mind, it's like pollinating flower. Like, you know, how the seeds just flow through the air and replant, reroot, right? Rebirth. Okay. Page of Swords. On the Queen of Swords. The Hermit on the Four of Fire. The World on the Ten of Cups. Six of Pentacles on the Two of Air. There's that. There's that. Which job do I go for? Both seem equally good. Both may pay equally well. But one of them brings you more contentment. The Sun. Beautiful. On the Four of Swords. I love that. And then our underlying energy is the Two of Cups this month. You know what I love about the Two of Cups is, even if this is not a relationship that grows closer, it is a resolution of a conflict. It is, sometimes it's truth. You know, we see the truth of something, and the truth alone can set us free. You know, it has the underlying energy of forgiveness. Forgiveness of self and forgiveness of the other person. And let me tell you, through forgiveness, wow, you can climb mountains. It's like if you truly can forgive people in your life, there's nothing that can stop you. It's forgiving and moving on. And some of you, it can be, you know, I mean, this can certainly talk about a relationship that comes back together, or a relationship that grows stronger. You know, the bonds grow stronger. So we'll see. Let's start with the first card. A Tower and a Ten of Swords. Oh, can you guys see? Let me put them right there. You know, I feel like there's a lot of healing with this card. You know, it is about rebirth, a new way of being. A new way of being. Libra, you have such beautiful hearts that I do know that sometimes people take advantage of you. I know that. I have, you guys know, my beautiful sister is a Libra. I have other Libras who, I just don't know if I've ever met a Libra that I didn't love, you know, as a friend, as a person. So it is that feeling of, my heart is so big that it just keeps getting trampled. And Spirit's saying, you know, we can heal your heart over and over again. We'll continue to heal your heart. But you need to heal your mind. You need to figure this path out and how you keep getting here. Because it is like a revolving door. And for some of my beautiful Libras, it's like, you keep ending up here. Maybe it's representing how many times you feel like you've gotten your heart broken. Doesn't all have to be from love partners. But listen, for many of you, this is I've had enough. You know, this is I've had enough, but I don't feel strong enough. I feel weak. I feel taken advantage of. I feel like someone put that sword in my heart and cut my heart out. I can tell it felt impossible to move on. But Libra, you're not looking at the whole picture. You're not understanding the whole picture. You know, it goes beyond you and this person, and it goes much higher. You know, it's like looking at it from a different perspective. And what is my role here? Why do I keep ending up here? This is not about closing your heart off, though. Remember that. This is not about, you know, being more cautious. This just is about the universe saying, listen, these soulmates that you think that you're meant to spend forever with, you're not. You're not. And it's almost that feeling like we know, you know, if we are, well, you know, we do have the Hermit here. The Hermit's about self-discovery, and that's what I feel. I feel like that's why the Hermit's here, saying, when you go into self-discovery mode, when you look at everything from a third eye perspective, things are much easier to understand. You will recognize at that point when an ending was clear. You know, the great thing about this is, I know a lot of you, well, I mean, I'm wording this wrong. The great thing is, there is beauty waiting. There's contentment waiting. So this is a temporary energy, and that is how we have to treat heartache. It's temporary. It does fade. We all know that. Think back. How many partners have you had? How many times have you thought, oh my God, do I love this person so much? Can't live without you. Something happens. The relationship ends. We go through our heartache. We go through the time period that we're meant to mourn. But then there is a time when we pick ourselves back up. This is about picking yourself back up. This is not about the great crash. This is about the ability to pick yourself back up. Okay, so we have the Page on top of you. Some of you could certainly be dealing with a child. Well, let's see. 2 Pentacles. Look at the 2s. 2 Swords, 2 Cups, 2 Pentacles. It's like one of your children giving you some challenging things to deal with. It doesn't have to be negative, by the way. It just is challenging. For some of you, this could be like coming up with money for school. Coming up for money for school clothes. You know, it's like, and I'm saying that because I see her as saying, well, I have to have this brand, you know? I have to have this. I'd be the laughing stock of the school if I went in with, you know, I don't know. You know, generic tennis shoes. I don't know. It's been a while since I put a kid in school. You know, for a few of you, I feel like you're dealing with 2 daughters. And they're very different. And And, you know, it could be a daughter and a son. It could, you know, it could be anyway, but it's two children. And it's like, it's almost like they're pulling you, you know, it's like they're gossiping about each other to you. It just feels like one child is more challenging than the other. Okay. Well, okay. So I do feel like a few of you are sending your child off to college or, you know, or high school. But some of you, it's like you're sending them off into a new world. What feels like a new world to you. And some of you are happy about it. And some of you are nervous. But I feel like this is coming up to tell you that there's protection around your children. There is protection around your children. And you raised your children in a way where when faced with challenges, when faced with obstacles, it's like they will make the right choice. You're worried, you know, and I understand that. You're worried. But it doesn't feel like there needs to be worry here. Because they're going to make the right choice. They've listened to you. You know, the seeds that you planted in their brain that you don't think they hear, when the time comes, they use it. They use that wisdom that you've given them. I do feel for others that you may be dealing with a younger fire, or I'm sorry, I said fire, I meant air. So I'm just going to leave that there. I don't know, Libra. It feels to me okay. So some of you do have this younger air sign who came in. Now, for some of you, it could be after this, after that tower came in. For others, this could be, you know, like, this has nothing to do with you. You're just in this energy. And I feel like, this may be for more females because, as a female dating someone, because it feels quite a bit younger than me. That would make me nervous, but that's just me. But men don't seem to feel that way. So this could certainly be talking to the male Libras. Maybe you're dealing with a female Leo or another male Leo. Not another male Leo, but a Leo. Anyway, this person is a bit younger. But nonetheless, it feels good. It does feel good. Okay, I'm going to move on, but I just heard that if you're a professor, and I feel like I'm talking to one professor out there, maybe a few, if you are a professor, be careful. Because it's like, for one it's like this younger energy feels good, feels okay, doesn't seem to be a warning sign around it. Matter of fact, it kind of feels like the green light. Yet there's a professor or a few professors who, this is not for you. It's like, keep your hands off the students. Keep your hands off the students. Now, when I say that, I don't feel like you're doing anything bad. So let's make that clear. But I do feel like it could threaten your own foundation. You could lose your job. Bottom line, you could lose your job here. 4 of fire, 4 of wands with the hermit. You know, for some of you, if you're in the spiritual business or you're in the healing business, you know, or let's say you're writing a book. You want to write a book. There's something about spirituality, though. It's tied somehow. I mean, it could be something like selling crystals. And what it's saying is, for some of you, it's like you are ready to present your project to the world. You're ready. It's funny, I just said you were ready, and then I felt that energy being pulled, that comment being not pulled back completely, but just a little. Like you're ready. But it's like, is the world ready for you? Maybe you're working on something that, you know, it's going to be controversial. Am I saying that right? And nonetheless, it feels like the world is ready for you. This can be starting your new business too. This can be anything. Anything where I feel, and again, it does feel like it's tied around spirituality, where you have given it a lot of thought. I almost feel like some of you, like you've taken it to your angels. You've gotten clarity from your angels, from your guardian angel. And it's like you have the green light, where before you kind of had the red light. I feel like you might have had like a creative block, and that block has been lifted. Page of Wands. We just had the Page of Wands. Oh, that's Page of Swords. Well, you're ready. It's new, right? So it is like you are the page. Just beginning, just bringing it out. I'm ready to bring it out. You know, this is the action of bringing it out. For some of you, this could certainly be in songwriting, like lyrics, music. Whatever it is, you're ready to bring your project out. Let's put it there, okay? 5 of Wands. So it feels like you're ready to bring it out after back and forth, a lot of back and forth. Maybe this isn't the first time you're prepared to launch, and you know, it got pulled back. Something told you it wasn't quite ready yet. But you are at the beginning stages of releasing it to the world. Okay, I'm going to close that comment because I feel another one coming right behind it. And I feel like we're talking about a Virgo for some of you. And I feel like they're... Okay, so this feels like a pretty new relationship with Virgo. And it does feel like Virgo. I guess it could be another earth sign, but you know, I'm going to say Virgo. You insert yourself where needed. You know, remember, use your intuition. use your intuition. Because if you don't use your intuition when you're watching a reading, you'll tend to want to pick up, like, okay, that message is for me, that one's for me, but, you know, so just use your intuition. Okay. Libra, I feel like there is a Virgo in your midst. Not me. This is a lover. And you know what it feels like? It feels like you guys had a little bit of a challenging beginning. You know, it's like, but this challenge that the two of you are facing, what it feels like, it's from outside sources, other people. Could be jealousy. Definitely feels like outside sources, though. Because I almost feel like if the two of you could just be alone, wow, I don't know, it's like fireworks. So, you know, I feel like the message here is don't allow these outside, the outside sources, these people sticking their nose in your business. I don't feel like it is so much like other women or other men trying to get together with your partner. I don't feel that. I feel it's more of someone seeing the two of you together, and it's like jealousy. You know, not because they want your partner, they want your situation, you know, but they can't have it. They got to go find their own. Because it does feel like when it's just the two of you sitting at one of the homes, doesn't even matter whose home it is, it's like you feel so good with each other. So I do feel like there is a need for a few of you to disconnect from those outside sources. You know, tell them to go away. I don't know. I feel like you do have control over it. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure if Virgo was like kind of basking in it. For some reason, it might have made them feel a little good about themselves. But why? Well, I feel like this person is not used to the type of love that you give them. That's what it feels like. Like this Virgo is not used to this type of love, this type of energy, the beautiful heart that you have. So it does feel like they are the ones that are bringing these outside sources, you know. It's like they are figuring, you know, this is probably where the challenge also came in the beginning too, is they're figuring out within themselves. Not whether they want to be with you or not, because it doesn't feel like that's even a question. It's almost like they're thinking, do they deserve you? Can they give you what you deserve? This is not about what, you know, do I want to give Libra this? It's they want to. They're asking themselves, can I? Am I capable of that? And the answer is yes. Okay. Okay, so, you know, now you know that about if you're dating a Virgo or an Earth sign. And if the energy feels a little, I feel like they're being quite sweet and quite upfront with you, but there is this lack of confidence within them. So, okay, so now you know that. That's what Spirit told me, so now they know. At the 10 of Cups with the World. Now, you know, for some, I have to tie the Tower into this Ten of Cups. Because to me, it's like the promise of what was supposed to be, didn't manifest itself through this person. But what I'm hearing is, no, it did not. Again, it's because it wasn't meant to. There is a definite closing of that chapter for many of you. Definite closing, especially with the world, too. I would love to get the full next. Because that's what I feel like. I feel like the promise of this Ten of Cups is not going away. It doesn't go away. It's still on your path. It's just it was the wrong person. It's almost like this person had to build you up by tearing you down. Tearing you down built you up. Tearing you down, and then you looking at this from the third eye perspective allows you to see the energies that you allowed around you for way too long. Major lesson there. Major lesson. Because here's this Ten of Cups. Still waiting for you. It didn't go away, Libra. The World card. I love this. You know, this is what feels to me like the final chapter. You know, like you've been writing your book, and now you're getting to the final chapter, the best chapter. And that chapter holds your Ten of Cups, the best chapter. This chapter can last for 50 years. It feels like it lasts till the end of your life. This human life doesn't, you know, it doesn't end because you die. This life doesn't end because somebody dies. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, no, no. No, 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 no. So this is like that forever and forever. The final chapter. The best chapter. Oh, I had goosebumps. Oh my God, I hope this video turns out. Five of Pentacles. Look at that. You know, you did have this in your last reading, and I have to tell you, when I look at the Five of Pentacles, I think of loneliness. I think of, well, you know, it's almost like the single mother with a child. It can certainly be a single father with a child. But it is that feeling of loneliness, you know, like even your foundation, like your home life doesn't feel stabilized. But that's coming to an end. For some of you who are single parents, and it feels like for you, and this may just be a few of you, but you're single parents and the other parent is not in the picture, so to speak, or maybe shouldn't be. I don't know. But for some reason, they're not in the picture. I'm going to leave it there. You know, and I'm feeling a wide range of things. For some, you may have lost your partner due to death, and I'm sorry. But I have to tell you, with the world right next to that, if that's your scenario, know that they're with you, okay? Know that this did not end with their death, okay? Just know that. But even with that, here is your new partner. Here is the partner that for many of you, you do spend the rest of your life with. That take you from this such a lonely state. And you know, it's probably the ones who are saying to themselves right now, no, no, that's not me. Not me. No. It's always for someone else. It's never for me. Nope. Well, I want you to claim this message for yourself. Because let me tell you, she didn't know. Right? She didn't know. She didn't know that the Ten of Cups was around her corner. She didn't know that. She's barely hanging in. She has no clue that a miracle is about to happen. Look at the beautiful light behind her. Now, I know this is about fear of money. And of course, you're a single parent. Of course there's fear. And no, Spirit just told me to say, for those that don't, this is not just about those single parents. This is for many of you. It's like, maybe the eclipses are bringing, I don't know why, but I just thought of Star Trek, and I don't even know that much about Star Trek. Maybe it's Star Wars, the final chapter. Ha ha ha. No. Maybe that little pentacle laying there, all by itself, is the miracle. It's waiting to happen. It's waiting. Oh, not for me. My life is terrible. I have no one. I barely buy groceries, let alone anything else. Open my eyes to the possibilities. How can I? It's like, how can I open my eyes? It's up to you. Nobody can make you. But I hope you feel the miracle. Because with your eyes closed, you're not going to see it. So trust your intuition. That little miracle, it feels to me like it's for those who have the most non-belief in miracles. Perhaps it's just your time. Perhaps for some reason you had to wait for this miracle. Perhaps you had to be broken down. I always feel like when I see images like this, because I've been there, I'm 56, I've been down this path. And I know that feeling of, what the hell am I going to do? What the hell am I going to do? I know that feeling. I know that energy. But I also know that miracles happen. It's happened to me. It's happened to many people. And maybe, just maybe, Libra, it's your turn. But you have to believe in it. It's almost like, think like this child would think. Open to all possibilities. There's not a limited mind here. Maybe limited knowledge, but that's it. And that's only on a human level, not on a spiritual level. Children know miracles can happen. You have to believe that. Let me take one more in here. Hello. Well, what's the first thing I think of when I see the Emperor? A strong foundation. The opposite of that. Some of you, this could be an Aries who is going to offer you this Ten of Cups. And when I say they're going to offer you the Ten of Cups, I shouldn't have said it that way, because this is about them offering their love and the two of you together creating the Ten of Cups. Nonetheless, this is about someone very strong entering into your life, male or female, same sex, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm not looking at the Emperor as a man. I'm looking at the Emperor as a figure of what is coming. For some of you, this beautiful little child you have, it's like this Emperor comes in and says, well, they just fall in love with your child. And it almost feels like adoption, like they want to adopt this child. I mean, look at that. It's where you started. Some of you, this is where you're at right now. No miracle's going to happen for me. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know, it's like open your eyes. Or if you feel like you're not strong enough to open your eyes at this point, then trust your intuition. But nonetheless, when the Emperor shows up, you know what? I almost feel like, you know, Aries. Let's look at Aries for a minute, you know, because it is a card of Aries. And Aries that I know, Aries that I have read for, many of them have this mentality of coming in to save the day, saving the damsel in distress. I feel like it's a part of their DNA. Libra, it feels like a complete life change for those I'm talking to right now. And again, you don't have to have a child. But this is strong energy coming in. Strong, stable energy. Not wacky. Doesn't have to be fire sign. It can be any sign. Because you don't have a clue yet. Or for some of you, I guess it could have just happened. But for some of you, that's what I feel like. Like, I feel like I have like a group of people yelling at me. So stop yelling at me. You know, you're saying, no, miracles don't happen to me. Well, they do. They do. They do. They're not always big, gigantic miracles. Sometimes they're tiny. But we have to see all of them and be grateful. Give our gratitude. So, not because more will come. That's just part of the effect. The cause and effect. I'm so grateful for this piece of bread. I'm so grateful that I have shoes on my feet. I'm so grateful for someone's sobriety that I love. I just heard I'm so grateful that I now have a fan by my bed. It's these little things that when we recognize them and we give gratitude, more comes. Even in the midst of what feels like a horror show, you've got to find those little things so they can build. It's like building up your karma, building it up, building it up. I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. Not I hate, I hate, I hate. Grateful. I'm grateful that I had the experience of learning about myself and learning about the power that I have within me and how even after the Ten of Swords, even after the Tower, I can pick myself up and I can dust myself off and I can move on. I can move on. And it may be challenging, but if there's anything I've learned about myself, It's that in the midst of a challenge, I am the queen or the king of swords. Period. I need to remember that. I need to remember who I am. Who I am. Okay. Wow. Two of Swords. Excuse me. Six of Pentacles. Two Swords. We're pretending there's no problem. We're pretending there's no solution. Maybe we're pretending that, or maybe we only see the negative side of life and we're not seeing the positive. Again, not balanced. I know your life may not be balanced, but there's still a balance of negative and positive if you search for it, if you look. Here it is, you know? Here is that balance. It's coming from you. You. It's attached to you. Again, some of you have to decide, which job do I take? You know, it seems like the money may be equal, but there's something about the two jobs that, I'm sorry, I just got distracted. I just saw the sun down here, and I know that I keep accidentally saying Leo. So, for some of you, when I accidentally said Leo, it was no accident. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. Okay. Libra, I feel like what this is really telling you is, you know, for me, you know, it's like your decision. I can see that. But I also feel like what it's, you know, I try not to, how do I say this? Okay, I don't. I was just about to give you a personal opinion, and it got pulled back. So, no personal opinions. Eight of Cups. So you definitely have a desire to walk away from, you know, what you're doing right now. Your job that you're doing right now. Could be walking away from your home. You know, this is walking away, but because I desire it. Not because someone's making me. It's my desire to move forward. And I like how she's like, all the cups are thrown all around, right? But she's got that wand in her hand, and it's like, I don't need this right. It's almost like it's saying, you know, I'm okay if I don't have love right now. I'm okay with that. I know that it's coming. And it's, you know, I don't know why I keep getting back to love. But it's like, it's saying, you know, what it feels to me is like when you truly have that desire to put this turbulent action behind you, this is when balance comes into your life. This is when balance comes into your life. So there's something that you need to make a decision about. There's definitely something that you want to move away from. And it definitely feels like you want balance. Career, love, whatever it's in. It, you know, it almost feels like, you know, for some of you, you may be walking away from love. And again, because you want to, doesn't mean that it wasn't hard and that's where you're walking away. But you are, it's like you're walking on your path now with clarity. Okay. Four of Air. And the Sun. So we're in the month of Leo. We are, what, 2 new moons for Leo? No, is that right? I don't know. See, that's why I try not to talk about astrology. But I know, feel like the transformations, guys, is happening this month. I don't feel like this is an energy that we need to wait months for. I feel like for many of you, it is happening. It has begun. Or if it hasn't begun, it will be. So it's almost like, I feel like with the Four of Air here, it's saying, you know, get some rest. Because we're about to have a beautiful new turn of events that brings us this path of adventure, of interesting people, of fun, laughter. So it's like, rest up now. Because it's about to begin. Beautiful. This is walking upon your path with optimism. Even if you have no clue where that path is leading you. You're ready. You're ready for the excitement. You're ready. You're ready to move into this part of your path now, guys. And this, the sun, is just illuminating your path like never before. Of course, this could be some of you starting on this new path with a Leo. I can't rule that out. Rebuilding a foundation with a Leo. But the energy feels new to me. You know, this could be them making some of their own major life changes and then coming to you feeling new. Look at that. You know, with the sun here, it just trumps that card. So what this feels like to me is like whatever worry that you had. Remember, we have the Ten of Swords up here, and we have the Nine of Swords now. And this is a worry card, right? And what this means that is we don't get our thoughts, under control. If we don't learn to manage those thoughts and know that just because we think something does not make it true. You know? This is why we, as humans, are such good storytellers. You know? Producers and, you know, authors and music and lyrics. And, you know, it's because we have this beautiful imagination. But when we're using it in the wrong way, man, we can create a lot of damage in our life. And that's the truth. Our thoughts need to be under control. But I feel like with the sun here, that's what it's telling you. This is about clarity now. This is about you getting up and getting excited. And even if the path starts out a little challenging, see beyond that. See the big picture. It's like, I almost feel like it's like leave the details to the universe and just blindly go, but go forward. Okay, we're going to clarify the Two of Waters, 2 cups. Again, fingers crossed that this video, oh my gosh, I don't know what it'll do if it's not good. Of course, you won't know that I'm even saying this at that point. So, good thoughts. Okay, we're going to just surround the card. So again, for some of you, this could be talking about that Aries, Aries, did I say Aries? I meant Leo. Holy crap. Or Aries. Fire sign. Let's just say fire sign. Fire sign. And the Virgo. Look at that. Good catch. Except this one. Definitely wanted to come out. Oh, we got some cards. Okay. Well, let's just talk about, again, decisions that need to be made. Could certainly be around love, yes, and I do see that. But I also see it's decisions about our work, our career. This is about what am I going to study in college? Where do my true passions lie? This is about being the apprentice, but turns into quite the skilled worker. This is a strong foundation based on what you love to do. Based on what you love to do. So it is about following, what it feels like. It feels like it's talking about those who are thinking of changing jobs or starting a business. And you may be faced with, one option gives me more money, but one gives me more contentment. And I feel like what this is saying for you, you go after what you love and both. Don't think just because the money is not being shown right now that it's not to come. This is about independence with our own wealth, making our own money and feeling good about it, following our dream. Following our dream. Then I have the Four of Cups. So for some of you, it is that decision. It's that decision like, here, I'm too afraid to go either direction because what if I miss the opportunity to go back with my ex? Well, it's like, don't focus there because look what I have below. I have the Lovers with the Two of Wands. This is baby steps on this new path attached to the Lovers. Some of you could be a Gemini. Be balancing my decision. I'm looking at him and I'm just thinking, he's thinking to himself, my love is on the other side of the water. The lake, the river, the pond, whatever that is. I see him looking, yet knowing. He's not seeing this person. It's a knowing. I just got to walk through the fear. Look at the world down here. It's that knowing. It's almost like the dragon is like a whisper telling him, keep going. Your lover lies on the other side. For some of you, I feel like this is telling you that this love is not far down your path at all. I feel like a lot of stuff is happening in August. Oh my gosh. That's quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful because I can feel this beginning. I can feel it. Ending up in the arms of the person that you're meant to end up with. And the feeling of having their arms around you and yours around them. That knowing that I'm home. That knowing that all of it was worth it now. See, and that's the thing. It's like when we get what we want, then we say, okay, well, it was all worth it. But we need to say that before our miracles come in. I understand why I had to go through what I went through. And now I know within my soul But right across that water is my lover. The one I'm meant to be with. The one that was worth his weight. Wow. And I just have to add one more thing. Libra, you must know, if you've watched my videos at all, that when I get the lovers, I always think of Gemini, or it is Gemini. I always think of Libra. I always think of Libra. It's like it is telling me, yes, this is absolutely for Libra. And for some of you, it's saying, keep your focus on your dreams, like love your dreams, like like have this longing to live your dreams just in the same way that you long for love. Love yourself that way and go after your dreams. I feel like dreams are coming true. Dreams are coming true. Beautiful. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Video number 2, I know there's only like 400 of you who saw the first one, but it was just wacky. It was wacky. I mean, the sound and the speed, like I think it was the first 30 minutes were fine, and all of a sudden my voice just started going, but the video was fine. Maybe someone can tell me, because that's not the first time that's happened to me. It's probably, well, I don't even know. Probably like 3 times, and I can never figure it out. I've tried everything that, with my limited knowledge when it comes to, I could shoot a video, and a lot of you guys are like, why don't you cut out all this talking? I could, but I don't want to. I want you to experience all of it. So I guess if you don't have the patience, then that's okay. You just don't get the end messages. But of course you wouldn't know that, would you? Okay, guys. I love you to death. I love you to death. I hope you enjoyed the second video. I am happy to send anyone the link to the first video. I did make it private. I took it off because I was getting so many comments about the video. Same thing happened to Virgo, by the way. Different scenario. Like, I paused their one video, and then I thought I hit record again, and I never hit record again. So half the video was gone. What the hell? I'm getting prepared. Okay, guys, I love you. Love you to death. I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful August. Beautiful August. Bye-bye.